Welcome back to Mixed Crimson Kitty's hand-picked quarantine pretties. Say that 3 times fast.
Espeon, the sun Pokemon. Espeon are able to read air currents, allowing it to predict the future, as well as its opponent's next moves.
Hello, my name is Crimson Kitty, and I make crafts for under $10 because I'm broke, everything is chaos outside, but I still want to look cute. I am a drag queen, cabaret host, sometimes burlesque performer, and general cat lover. In today's episode, we delve all in the world of upcycling. So seriously, I saw this onesie on Amazon for like 20-something odd dollars, and I accidentally hit the buy it now button. Accidentally. So I wait, it comes in a few days because we're in the coronavirus thing. So it came about a week later, I opened it up, I put it on, and I'm like, yeah, it's a tad bit small. So I was like, I don't know what to do. But then I had the brilliant idea of making this a teachable lesson for you while actually making me feel like I got my money's worth. With that said, this is gonna be a 3-part series. 1, 2, 3, yay! Part 1 is all gonna be about figuring out what you want your upcycle to look like and laying down the foundation for doing all the fancy cutesy stuff later. Part 2 is gonna be all about removing these whatever plastic discs of excuse of buttons that this thing is called, taking that out and installing a zipper in under 10 minutes. Yes, you can do this. Why? Because I'm lazy. And then part 3 is going to be all about embellishment, extravaganza, gorgeousness. Because look, if you know Espeon for real, and it is my favorite Pokemon, you know that these ears, those inner ears are pink. They are not blue. Offended, and I feel attacked, but that is fine. So this is what we're gonna do. You already know what the series is gonna be about. You already know what we're gonna do. You can do this with anything that you own, especially if it's too big and you want to cut it off. I plan on making this into a cute little romper for those nights where it's not too cold and it's not too warm and it's just the right weather. So we're gonna go and I'm gonna show you what we need, and let's go. Alright, you just need a few things to get started. First of all, your tape measure. You could use one that you use for construction, one that you use for sewing. I don't know where my normal one is since I am renovating my sewing area, so you can use anything. Also, you're going to need some scissors. They could be fabric scissors. You do not cut paper with these scissors, only fabric. Otherwise, you will be disowned. And lastly, you're gonna use your marker just to mark out where we're going to cut things. This will help a little bit easier when you start to do your entire project purposes. And last but not least, your sewing machine or your needle and thread. Alright, as you can see, this is the full onesie. It has absolutely no shade. It has a slight bit of a drop crotch, and we need to put that into our design because it's not like a straight pant that's almost like a U. So what I'm gonna do, what I've already planned, is I don't like the heaviness and how it literally has no waist. So I'm going to remove the arms and we're just gonna simply cut it off. Then for the bottom, I'm gonna figure out how far, hi cat, look, there's an actual cat. Actual cat. This is a foster cat that we have. He's going back to his older foster parents so he can find a forever home, but we're having him in here. But actual cat, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut them to about knee length so I can still have the drop crotch option, but I can also alter this if needed when I put in my zipper. We're gonna cut this seam over here on both of the arms. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna use this line as my guideline. And you just wanna go little by little. You don't wanna rush the cut. You want the cut to be as solid as ever. Now with the arm sleeve off, this still has a serge edge, but we're still gonna actually go in and hem it a little bit, and that's fine because I already feel that this is a lot to begin with because it needs the structure to hold the hoodie part, so we can actually mess around with that later if we want. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side, right? This is on point. I'm just gonna use the seam line as my guide. And we don't have to use the markers here because the seam already tells the story of where this is going. Now let's go on to the leg part. Usually on pants, they don't have, this is called a drop crotch, which means that the crotch seam drops several inches down from where a fitted pant would seem. Now you're like, oh my God, how am I gonna figure this out? Well, guess what? I'm lazy, which means I work smarter, not harder. And I'm gonna tell you how to do this. The reason I buttoned up everything just to make it easier so the fabric isn't moving any which way, all right? So I'm gonna make sure this is flat. And the easiest way to do this without having a dress form or measuring, and you wanna get this done super quick because you wanna look cute to club tonight, is by grabbing an existing pair of pants. These are leggings. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fold this in half, and we're gonna use the leggings as a guideline for where we wanna cut. The crotch usually is about here. Now this doesn't have as much of a drop crotch as other ones. Usually they come down a little bit lower, but this is not the most reliably made thing. So I'm gonna get my marker right now and mark where I want it. I just want to figure out where my knees would hit. Now, when I was wearing the onesie, it would have actually been easier for me at that moment to mark them while I'm wearing them. That's the easiest. But because I want to show you how to do this, I'm laying everything flat so you can see it nicely and clearly and not in the mirror of my bedroom, because yeah, let's face it, that's not cute. We have this, we know where the waist is generally. We know that the crotch usually comes to about here. Usually drop crotches come to about maybe 4 inches lower, depending on the design. But we want to make these cute little shorts. These are not the widest of legs. They usually are wider because of the drop crotch, right? We have our crotch. We already know where it's going to be made, and we're going to just go half of that, right? So this is our halfway point. So we figured out where the crotch of a normal legging would be. You took this and you went half. That's where your knee is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna simply use this as my reference and then eyeballing. If you have a ruler, please do that. It's much more professional, but this is for people who don't know how to sew but wanna look cute. This is how I learned how to do it until I learned how to do it the right way, which is still probably the wrong way. So you're gonna use this and you're gonna just do about 1 inch. So you have that as seam allowance. And don't worry, it's a marker. It doesn't matter. Just mapping out where it's gonna be. Also, you can conversely do dots to tell you where it is, or just little zigzags. So we're gonna do that for the other side, and I wanna make sure that the seams are all allotted for this, and I'm gonna bring these in and just making sure everything is even, because sometimes when you bring things in, they move the fabric. So I'm gonna take that ruler, make sure everything is level as it is, and then you're gonna do the same thing. I just wanna make sure everything is flat. All right, that's where we want it. So we're basically cutting the knee down, and then we're probably gonna hem it a little bit higher. Cut on the seam. We figured out where we wanted it. We figured out how short we wanted it. And now we can go on to making the zipper. And as a bonus, I think I'm gonna hem this side a little bit, give me a little bit of waist and a little bit of body. So we'll see you next video, part 2. Let's do this. We just finished cutting it. I just tried it on and make sure it feels good. I love the way this feels already. It feels so much more comfortable. So we're gonna go on to part 2 of our video, which is taking all of these out so I can give a little bit of room and a little bit more comfort and add a zipper into it. We're gonna do my, and it's not really mine, I took it from one of my friends, but we're gonna learn how to use and install a zipper using Wonder Tape. And I'm telling you, you will get it done in 10 minutes, but the prep work takes about a half an hour. All right, so if you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell with all your kitty cat paws so we can tell you when our next video is. Yes, we had a video where an actual cat was in it. That is our foster cat, Toto. He sadly has to leave us on Sunday, but we love him so much. Have any questions about what I'm doing? Feel free to drop me a line. It's in the About Me. Have any comments, questions, concerns, complaints? Let me know in them comments below. I can take all the honesty. We have a thick skin, and especially with this layer, I'm dying because it's the middle of summer and the AC is off to get that audio. Anyway, until next time, have a perfect day. Meow, 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 meow. Meow.